Welcome to Something Else, episode 143, Invincible. And we're here. It's your boy Kaleo. There's CB. There's E Rich. Fellas, what's good with you guys? Another week.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's good?
Man, you know what? I really hope and pray for a good show because you know what? I need it. It's just that type of week. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
I need that balance real quick.
look, I think we can make that happen. We'll make it happen. Um, how's everybody's week going? We're Thursday again. And seems like, time is just flying by. Like I've always said, once we get to the 4th of July holiday, like it seems like it's Thanksgiving. Like it feels like Thanksgiving's right here. Like it comes fast. So,
Yeah.
how's everybody's week?
Good, man. Just like you said, flying by. And maybe that's just because, work's been consistent. Um, but, you feel like you're doing nothing but working. And next thing you know, it's the weekend and then it's the Sunday scaries.
Right, exactly. And for some reason, like there it is. The comments are popping up kind of weird. Um, yeah, E, how's the week going?
Work wise, it was relatively quiet, but I think that's just the quiet before the storm. One of my team members lost a family member unexpected, so dealing with that and trying to uh, you work with the team, over years. I mean, it's pretty. You spend just as much time with them as you do your actual family, if not more, right?
Right.
So just checking on her, hope kind of well wishings, kind of trying to make her laugh. Which I said, if you need a minute to stop thinking about it, do me a favor and ask me about shoes. And she obliged, and oh my God, she forgot that I was a sneakerhead. And I literally went like on a 30-minute rant, and she was just like, her reply was, "Sneaker world is crazy." And I was like,
That
in
is.
in terms, yes, in that 30-minute rant that I just gave you, yes, it is crazy. But outside of that, man, work is work. I'm just looking forward to the show, and still haven't received a box or a package, from said individual. But we still looking for it though. We still looking.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, week is definitely flown by. um, I feel like I said, I feel like we're gonna be in Thanksgiving in no time, and then like we're gonna start doing like the wrap up show of the year, top 5 albums. Which I mean, my list is full right now, but I'm knocking certain things out as other things come out. So I'm assuming that my top five now probably would not be my top five at the end of the year. At least one is going to stick though. At least one, maybe two. But other than that, look, man, let's get to it. Where we at? Let's wrap. So, you guys see the image? Sandra Douglas Morgan. Who is she, you may ask? Well, I got a team logo, E's team, right next to her. So she has something to do with the Vegas Raiders. She's the first black woman to serve as NFL organization's team president for the Raiders. So she's their team president. The Raiders hired her late last week, earlier this week, one or the other, to be team president. And this first black woman, this is huge. This is huge. And what I will say, the Raiders aren't new to this. The Raiders have always done things outside the norm by bringing in whether it's black players, um, whether look they brought Colin Kaepernick in a couple months ago for a tryout, like a real legit tryout. Whether he made the team or not, no one else really had given him a shot. So I think this is big. Obviously, because right now women are going through a lot with their rights. So for her to come in and get this position of power, and for her to be the first, there's going to be obviously there's always a lot of being under the pressure, but she's definitely under the lights now. But I'm interested to see what she can do with this team and where she can take them. Let's start with the resident Raiders fan, and let's get your opinion, Z.
I mean, I think you delivered it correct when it comes to the Raiders. Al Davis, rest his competitive ass soul, who's still probably competing at this very moment in anything that he's a part of, wherever he may be. Hired Art Shell as a black coach. You know what I mean? He was definitely not, he was about winning, you know what I mean? And winning doesn't have a color. And I believe that that's the type of organization that the Raiders have been. Yes, our fan base usually gets a bad rap, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how passionate they are. And when you ride for a team that you see that does great things when it comes to front office, when it comes to community stuff, when it comes to social justice, when it comes to, oh, by the way, he's the owner of the Las Vegas Ace, and he also makes sure that they get chartered flights to and from their team, when they go play away games. That's just that, we look at it and we say that's a big deal, but that should be the norm, right? And other ones have done it, but for him to, he catapults this into the situation of that's how you draw the good character people to come and play for you, right? Who want to be a part of your organization. I believe that hiring, Sandra is, I think it's one of those things where it's like, let's see where this goes, and not in a situation of she's gonna do the job, but I want to say this is going to be able to open up, hopefully, some avenues, not necessarily for others within the Raiders organization, but I'm looking for this to be the catalyst to those organizations that are owned by women, right? To then either get more of them involved, right? Because I believe is it Cleveland that's still owned? I think Cleveland and I think there's like maybe one or two other organizations that are owned by women or who have the ownership because their spouse passed. But again, in that position, why not the person who's right for the job, regardless of gender, regardless of age, race. So I'm looking forward to this, and let it be known, Al Davis' son is everything that his daddy would want, and he's still kind of leading up to that as far as he's just trying to win, and he's putting the right people into place to get them there. So I'm excited for the season and to see where this goes.
Absolutely, CV.
It was just making me laugh because we think about the Raiders and them being, willing to go against the grain, and the current Mr. Davis with that haircut, he's definitely going against the grain. He doesn't care. So, I think that it's a landmark move. Obviously, first black woman in this position, and you look at her resume on multiple boards. Used to sit on the Nevada State Athletic Commission,
Yep.
So she's got the resume to back it up. Like, no one could look at this move and say, oh, this is just like a publicity stunt or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, she has merit for sure. So, like you guys have already put it, pretty much as best as, I could. So I think that it's a landmark move, and it's awesome to see. It's great to see.
Yeah. And I think that the Raiders have been just as much as good spotlight or publicity they've gotten. They've also had some negative things happen within the team last couple of years anyway, with the rookie, I can't think of his name right now, in the car accident. Then you had Gruden,
Ruggs.
Then you had Gruden with the scandal with the emails come out. So
Golly.
I think she's definitely qualified for the position, and I'm glad that owner Davis now is doing whatever he can do to shed positive light on the organization, because They said there was a little stretch there where they had some negativity happening around him, but he's on the way to cleaning it up. So
real
yeah,
quick before we transfer it, and I know we're gonna keep this short. I think it's one of those things where the organization was never in question, right? You're gonna have people that's gonna infiltrate your organization or your company, or you know what I'm saying, that have their views that don't align with you. I think if this was a publicity stunt, this would have happened directly after Chucky.
Oh yeah,
they
absolutely.
let Chucky go, right? So you can tell that this is not just this is a triage, trying to make us look good before the season starts. Like that would have happened. Like Chucky would have got fired. They would have been like, oh, we're hiring, somebody to come in and fix what we got going, because they knew it wasn't a situation within the organization. It was just the one or two people that you have to deal with, get them out of there. You hate that it was Chucky because you like him as a coach and you realize that he's competitive as hell. But then when you get, like I said, you got to separate the personal from, the sport, the coach, the teammate, you know what I'm saying? Once you get to that level, then, but like I said, I thought it was dope. And that's the reason why I definitely wanted you to, for us to talk about this, because one of those things that we really do hate, and when I use that word, very, very serious, is, the teams, the companies, the organizations that think by trying to mask something that's deeper, right, that they have going on, a la Tesla, right, as many lawsuits as they have, and then all of a sudden now you see him kind of backtracking on a person that he was very highly talking about, and now that person's digging on him, he's not too happy with that person, and it's like, yeah, like now, when, if you will, that skirt's being pulled up, for lack of better terms, you really kind of see who the people, what they're really about. So I really appreciate the organization, and like I said, I'm definitely waiting to see how this goes.
Absolutely. Yeah, Mike Grier. So I don't know how many of our watchers follow hockey, but the gentleman down there right now holding up the jersey is Mike Grier, who is the first Black general manager in the NHL for the Sharks. Now, this hire again came through last week, was pretty big and first in football and in hockey, because first Black general manager for a hockey team. And look, this is dope. He played in the league for 14 seasons, and he was spent the last 2 years as an assistant in Chicago. So this is huge. I mean, an opportunity is here. Opportunity. And this is amazing. And we're gonna just for a second, opportunity. Don't miss your opportunity this weekend to get a DC shot pie, because look, I'm trying to tell you, if you haven't had DC shot pie, don't take it from me. Don't look. I don't want you to take my word for it. Let's talk to the man himself. Let's talk to Grant. Let's talk to Mr. Grant Thompson of DC Shot Pie. Welcome to the show, Grant. It's been a minute.
Fellas, I miss y'all. How y'all been?
Man, look, we miss you, man. We miss you, Grant. There was no way in the world I couldn't have you on after you dropped the bombshell on us a couple of days ago that I found out. So, Grant, what's going on with DC Shot Pie? What's good with it?
So, man, due to circumstances certainly beyond our control, we were hit with some news last Friday that today would be our last day there. They had sold the store, and they didn't give us much runway at all. Wow. We had to, really close down real quick, and then devise a plan so that we can kind of keep the process and the business moving. So today, my wife and I, yesterday, we sold pizzas up to 3:00, and we cleaned everything up, got all the food and everything, and brought that to my house. And then my wife and I went up this morning and got the last minute things that we had. They were gracious enough to store our big equipment, like our oven, our prep table, and a couple of racks and things. But we had to bring our mixer, our dough roller, and all of that stuff here. And tomorrow, we're going to make our first attempt at working out of the house again temporarily. So that's, kind of the long and short of it. And I'm excited. I got Well, when he told me, for a second, it took me by surprise, but then immediately I started smiling, and I think I was I think I was kind of like, he probably thought that I was like messing with him, because the smile that was on my face about it, although the news was bittersweet, just to know that this part of the process ends, which introduces us to the brand new process that we're about to enter into. And so just thinking about that overwhelmed all of, the ate up feelings that I could have developed, and, all of those things about not telling us, not giving us any runway or anything like that. But when it's over, it's over. And so we were able to get everything together, and we spent yesterday afternoon setting the house up here today and getting some other things ready so that we can crank out our house oven and try to, I know we can't match it, but we're going to try to match the same capacity that we had up at the store. But man, I really want to thank you guys before we get into anything for always giving me this platform, always rocking with us, always supporting the DC Shot Pie. When we did the grand opening, you guys were there. Your support was just so evident, even with the branding and everything. So I just want to thank you all for all that the We Are Something Else crew has done in support of the DC Shot Pie.
Hey, look. Well, I'm gonna make this about us real quick before we get to that. We get to do another grand opening. We get to do another grand opening.
When I saw that on your text today, man, I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Because it's coming, Grant. It's coming.
Yeah.
First of all, look. Like you said, one door closes. You know the old saying: one door closes, another one's gonna open. There's no way in the world. This is just temporary. We all know that.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what's next. I mean, this is definitely the calling of saying that you guys have outgrown that place.
Absolutely.
And this is the well, you don't want to reset. I'm gonna reset you on your own. Now you really have to get out here and start figuring out.
No, seriously, because sometimes you can get into something, and like we did in the house, until it just became, apparently clear that we can't do this out of here no more. Sometimes you can become so comfortable that those moments have to happen in your life where you're either going to hit rock bottom or things become so critical mass that you have no other alternative but to just pack up and leave. And I just respect, and I got to bring God in this. I respect, how God has dealt with us concerning, this whole transition. And I always maintained that Margaret and I didn't get ourselves into this. This was something that we believe that God just placed in our hands, and we become the stewards over it.
Is that us or is it? You're on mute. All right. So while we're waiting to reconnect with Grant, we're gonna get back to him. But there you are. You're on mute, Grant.
On mute.
Hold on 1 second. Let's get his audio back in. Hold on 1 second, Grant. Can you hear us?
I don't think there's any audio.
Grant, your audio, Grant. So what he's saying, look, we love you. We love the there you. You're on mute. Unmute. Hold on. Unmute. You're muted. Text him. I'm gonna text him. Hold on. Let me call him. You're muted, Grant. There we go.
Can y'all hear me?
There we go. There we go.
What did you miss? Because I said a lot.
You said a lot. And we were trying to read your lips, and it just sounds like you were saying, I love the We Are Something Else podcast. You guys are awesome. You guys are the best. That's what I was interpreting.
Man, your lip reading game is on point.
But yeah, now you said, you got into saying that, this was God definitely telling you that you needed to do this.
Absolutely. And sometimes, I mean, the way, he's been working with us concerning this business, it's always been nothing that we've gone after, but God has always made a way for us. And I think, E, you probably could appreciate, well, all of you guys probably could appreciate this, where in terms of, wow, now I'm lost for words. Elijah in the water brook. And the water brook, God told him, that he would feed him at the water brook, and he gave him raven, and he drew water from the brook. And then the Bible says that one time the water brook dried up. And sometimes our water brook dries and we're still trying to extract water and, all of those things from it. And our next place is in Zarephath with the widow woman. And sometimes our ground has to be agitated to the point where we know.
Yep. Oh, come on, Greg. Come
Oh
on.
no.
Look, he's giving the message. I know where he's going with it. But look, when we get him back in, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, you're back, but you're muted again. You're muted again. I think it's just your it's got to reset
like
in.
A connection or something like that.
Yeah, it's your connection. It's okay.
It was like once you got connected again.
This is where somebody in the congregation was saying, "Preach, preacher."
So, there you go, preach. Exactly. So while he moves, okay, now he's muted. So I think the sound is coming back because your mute button is back. While he moves through the house, I'm gonna just tell you, look, if you haven't had a DC shot pie yet, make sure you get one. Greg just told you that they're back up and running tomorrow. I think go ahead, just come off mute and you should be good, Grant. I think come off mute. You're still not on mute. Let me see if I can't control him from my end.
Yeah, he's still on. You got the.
Yeah, he's still on mute. You guys see, we can see the mic. The mic is muted, but at least, yeah, he'll find it. Let's say so. While Grant resets, look, get yourself a DC shot pie. Can't go wrong with it. So we were talking about Mike Grier, and I want to talk to you guys. Feel out how you guys feel about Mike Grier becoming the first Black GM in the National Hockey League. So let's start with CB. First of all, I don't watch hockey, but it's exciting because I want to see what he can at least do with the team.
I think my favorite part about it was when I was a kid and you're playing like whatever NHL game it is on, the video game system growing up. Without me knowing anything about hockey, I would always choose the Sharks because I thought they had the coolest mascot, So, so outside of then becoming a Capitals fan for living in the DC area and having some area pride and everything, like the Sharks were always a team that in the background I paid a little bit of attention to and rooted for. So it's a move that I think is exciting. It's this similar to Sandra. He's got a good resume. He definitely deserves this chance and this opportunity. He was, his family is like a family of general managers. It's crazy. So he's built for it, and it's going to be exciting to see what he can do.
Absolutely. Grant, you back?
I'm back.
Hey, there we go. All right. So where did we leave off? You were saying
hold on, we got the preacher was setting the
that's
the
what he was. He was
mood
setting it up. Go ahead.
Yeah. We gotta get back to the revival real
that's
quick.
What I'm saying.
Exactly. See, the devil don't like it when you try to talk good about God.
Exactly.
No, but he's really kept us on our toes in terms of our ability to accept change and to pivot and everything. And it's par for the course. I'm learning. We certainly haven't developed or learned everything about business, which every day is a learning experience. And so this is one of those things that we've accepted, but it hasn't stopped us from doing what we've been called to do, and that's make great pizza. So yeah. And so here's the good news though.
There you go.
Here's the good news. We have our sights on a couple of places, but we're taking our time in terms of, really making a choice, because I just want it to be, the right situation. But in the interim, it has not stopped us from rolling out a brand new pizza.
I'm gonna put you on the spotlight, Grant. Go ahead. Now go ahead. Preach. Now say it. Go ahead.
Now
Go ahead.
say it.
Yeah, there you go.
Drum roll. So we about to roll out, starting tomorrow, the Southwest Wharf Pizza. The Southwest Wharf Pizza, that's a tongue twister. The Southwest Wharf Pizza consists of beer cheese, colossal crab meat, Vidalian onion, and shrimp. And when I tell you it smacks, it is amazing. So we're rolling that out, and we're selling those. It's a 12-inch pie for $25, and it is extremely amazing. It has tested out of the roof in terms of all of those who we've allowed to, operate in the little focus group we had, and I believe it's going to turn some heads in the pizza world.
That is awesome. Look, when you drop that knowledge along with the other things on your IG story, I was like, the pizza is finally coming out. That was one of the ones I was excited about.
It's like a new Jordan drop.
Exactly. For the dough.
Yeah, for the
dough.
Yeah.
For the dough.
Exactly. So these new doors that's getting ready to open one place or another, what are some of the things that's going to go into making this decision?
So I'm looking for, I think where we would best serve is in a community. We would not because, the obvious places where, all of your great food places, especially Black-owned food places, typical H Street, U Street, over in Union Market, Adams Morgan, the foodie hubs, those would be ideal. But I think because of, the nature of what we do, I think a community, we would be able to serve a community, and I believe a community will respond to our brand of pizza. And, we have people come in all the time and say, I wish you all were here. I wish you all were there, because we have nothing like this in our community. And I believe when a community rallies around, for support, I believe that the community is what keeps the business, going. They keep the marketing going. They really help and serve that business. Now, apart from all of the other people that have, patronized and continue to patronize the DC Shot Pie, can you imagine taking that base and then putting it in a community where, that community can embrace the newness and the freshness and everything that the DC Shot Pie is? It can only
flourish. Can only flourish even more. I'm excited. I know. There you go. You're back.
Okay. Man, I got to do something about this janky Wi-Fi.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Look, we got all day for you, man. I'm excited. I was telling the fellas, I'm excited about this. Just the new opportunity again, like you said, to take a great product and introduce it, to expand it to where certain people who didn't want to travel into the old location to get it, or it may have been, just wasn't accommodating to get to where it was, but they will find it. It's like it's discovering like new music or new stuff that's been out for a minute. It's just the discovery. So I'm excited about the possibilities of where you're going to land. It's just opportunity again for another grand opening.
Absolutely.
And we're a little bit, a little more polished this go round.
Exactly.
And just,
I think, man, real talk, fellas, I think that we're going to experience quite a few of those. I just believe that
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
that's the kind of energy that's behind this whole thing. We're going to experience. I was watching a program about all of these businesses that are going to Africa. I want to put a shop in Africa. I want to put one in Dubai. I want to dare. I want to dare to go to Italy and put a shy pie in Italy.
Ooh,
Is that crazy?
that's great. Look,
Nope.
and
Nope.
take it to
Nope. It ain't.
Chicago. Take it
It
to
ain't.
Right.
It ain't.
Chicago and
Now, yes.
put it toe to
I want to
toe.
put one in Chi-Town and call it the shy pie.
Hey Grant, listen. Let me tell you why I would say that's not crazy. From the resident Black Wall Street, presenter all the time. I'm always looking for and bigging up a business that's done it. I truly believe that Black Wall Street can be present this day.
Absolutely.
We have the mentality, we have the knowledge. We just have to get back into that mentality. And I think the one key word that you said and what's going to lead back towards that is community.
Mm-hmm.
It was the fact we used to have we had a older guest, you guys remember, Spizzy, right? And he does like kind of like the organic drinks, it's the wellness of to a person, right? And what I said was, if you recall, our parents or our grandparents used to talk about the local store that fed the people that were in the community. And when you feed a community, that community then flourishes. They're able to do the things. Those kids that are going to be in that community that are eating your products is not a bad thing. It's something that's going to help them be able to go to school, not on an empty stomach or, something of that nature. You'll have people that want to sponsor because they know that it's in a community that can help out and do greater things. And I think that community-based knowledge, and of course that's that, that church in us, that's that God in us that looks to feed others, right? And I think that's going to be the thing that's going to get you in all those areas that you said, because guess what? Those businesses aren't operating on community. They're operating on the money and the business.
Yeah.
You operating on the community that's going to thrive just because it's in the community. So I say it's not crazy. I say, if anything, they crazy that they didn't think of it first.
Wow. Thanks, E. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And look, by the way, if you guys haven't enjoyed DC Shop Pie before, look, I keep the graphics up because every week we're talking about this.
Yes.
This pizza, it will change your life. This is the deep dish, and then it's got the desserts, got some of the flats here. Look, this is the man right here. This is one part of the DC Shop Pie that's right here right now. So speaking of that real quick, Grant, like what was when we first started, it was just one or two, maybe three, maybe four of you guys, starting up in the kitchen. That was your staff. What did we end up getting to, or what are you currently at, or when you open back up at a storefront? What are we looking at?
We currently have 6 or 7 people on staff. We have 4 that we pay and 2 that volunteer. And it's a well-rounded. They have my vision in terms of how I desire a customer to be treated. They bought into the whole shop pie experience, not just selling the pies, but the courtesy and the great customer service that comes with that, the follow through, the concern, not just for the person as somebody about to patronize your business, but how's this person? And we've developed relationships with so many people that when they come, they're on first name basis. Who doesn't want to go and eat at a place where everybody knows your name? Exactly. Come on, cheers.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I mean, we try to foster that kind of environment, and that's that whole community thing where people look forward to coming and buying your product because they know they feel a part of it, they feel akin to it, and they feel like family when they come. And we try to foster that feeling with the people that come, that regularly come. And even those for the first time, we make a big deal about first timers. We make a big deal about people who lived or are from Chicago, we make a real big deal. Please let us know. Let us, because y'all gonna certify this thing. Please, we go all in, and they help. The staff helps foster that, and I think a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, all of them have my spirit in that regard. We do customer service well. We do mistakes well. We don't just allow things. I'll give you an example. A guy came the other day, and when they took the pie out of the oven, it was a little dark. And I told Jeremy, I said, before you give him the pizza, don't just box it and give it to him. Show it to him. Let him see it. If he doesn't like the pizza, then we're going to make him another one. And he said, man, I drove all the way from Waldorf. I said, well, I certainly wouldn't want you to go back to Waldorf without a pizza because we burnt it. So I said, if you got about another 25, 30 minutes, we'll make you a new one. And for you waiting, we're going to give you this pie. You don't even have to pay for that. We're going to give you the pie. It's just a little dark, but it's good on the inside. And that guy left there, man, and then he sent a reply. The pizza was amazing, but I believe more than the pizza being amazing, I think the experience that he had and the integrity that we acted out of in terms of showing him the pizza and giving him an opportunity to say, no, this is not what I paid for. Those things go a long way with people, and so we try to master that.
We got a couple of comments in the comment section for you. This one just popped up from E. Can we get a DC Shot Pie sports bar?
That's going to be coming.
I mean, that doesn't sound. I mean, pizza and sports and that. I mean, that doesn't sound
all of
sound
that.
bad
Yes,
at all.
all that is like a match made in heaven.
Quatapo John, who you know John very well, can come to Metro Center. Also, he wants to call you his nickname for you now, Sandman, because you're selling good dreams over there. That's what he said. That's what he said in the comments.
Yes.
But look, we're excited. I will say, ever since I started this keto thing, it's been a few months. That's why we've kind of communicated. But you haven't seen me because I was like, I gotta drop some lbs. I was living too happy and comfortable with my life. And then one day, you weigh yourself and just sad for a couple of days. I got to do something about it. So nothing new to it. And they laughing. They hear my keto stories all the time. And so, and I think I've texted you. I was like, look, you not for little old me, but maybe you should consider, something for the guys who can't, who aren't eating like carbs or anything right now. Maybe,
So I think you will come by because I was going to do the doughless pizza for you in the pan.
Look, I'm coming by. We're going to make this happen. Let's make this happen.
Can keto allow you to eat cheese, regular cheese?
Yes. Yeah. I can have everything but the bread. The sugar and the sauce is part. I mean, we have to do light sauce, which I make.
No, we can. We have a sauce that's
but
go with that.
I can have everything but the bread for right now. But I'll do that. But then when I break this cycle and have a cheat day, like the first thing on my mind is this. I mean, that wharf almost got me to crack tomorrow. But I'm in such a good rhythm. But look. A pizza bowl or whatever, whatever you want to call it.
And I love that. When you said that, I said, man, that's dope. That is so dope. I love that. We made one there's a male lady that comes here. And she said that she didn't eat the bread either and wanted to know if I could do, and she was the first person we did it for. Actually, we did it twice for her. And the first time, and she came back, got one for herself and one for somebody else who was doing keto. So certainly is not, beyond the realm of possibility. We can make it happen for you.
Right. And if anybody I know can do it, would definitely be you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what's your hours now? Like, what are you doing? What's the updates before we let you go?
We're going to be doing Tuesday through Saturday, still the same time, 11 to 7. And we just going to continue and, what we were doing there, just, making it happen out of the home until such time. And I don't believe that this is going to be a long process, getting into, another place. Right now, we're looking in Maryland because we've already got license for Maryland, and that would be a little more streamlined than to try to get licensing for DC and that whole thing. And so we're looking at Maryland, but it has not stopped the reach in the web that you're going to see out of the DC Shop High.
Say the word. We are there
Yes.
for you always. Did you bring any sneakers to show? Did you last time we forgot, and then you said I got sneakers, and you pulled something out. But if you don't have, look,
I'm wearing the last pair of sneakers I got right now, man. And those were the waffles, man. That's
okay.
That's all.
Those are a good one though.
Those are good. Nothing wrong with that. Somebody got what is this? Do DC and don't get downtown. Come on, DC. Don't worry about it.
We're coming.
We're good. All right. Well, look, Toast Tab. Where can they order the pizzas from?
So
just in case.
And please understand, because we're in the home, we can't do walk-ups, but we're certainly doing call-ins. And the number to call is 202-615-6022. And you can call and place your order. You can call an hour before you're ready to pick up, and by the time you get here, it'll be ready. And also, you can go on our Instagram and click on place order here, and that'll take you right to Toast Tab. Or you can go on our website, dcshophigh.com, and click on place order, and that will take you to Toast Tab as well. You can go on Uber Eats and order. And we have a new system. I don't know if many of you are familiar with Slice. That's Slice is a pizza engine in terms of POS and ordering. You can go on slice.com and find the DC Shop out there on Slice, and you can order through Slice. You can also order through, I believe, if you want delivery through Slice, they utilize DoorDash. So those are the ways that we can be reached now. And again, we're looking forward
plenty of ways to get your pizza. Plenty of ways to get it.
Yes.
Awesome.
And we're looking forward to the possibility of representing all quadrants of the city in terms of having a place there, and even the idea of the sports bar and all of that. We're here for it.
Man, look, Grant, as always, man, we love you, appreciate you. We know that, again, this is just the beginning. No excuses. It's plenty way to get your pizza. So order your pizza now, Quintuple. Order that Wharf. Invite me over tomorrow and let me smell the box.
I'm and KE and CB, man, I just want to thank you all for allowing us to be the
official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast.
Of the We Are Something Else podcast, man.
We love you, bro.
Are amazing.
Love you, man.
And I appreciate what you all do, and your space or your presence in the podcast space. I appreciate you guys.
Man, look, we appreciate you. We love you, man. Talk to you soon. I'll definitely talk to you soon because I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'll be part of this keto test kitchen.
and we coming to LA.
Well, you already know I'm here waiting for it.
We got some roots already there, man. So we're making our way.
We love the same,
around
man.
The country and across the continent, man.
We love the same, man.
I'm here for it, man.
All right. We will talk to you soon.
Thank
Grant.
you so much, Grant.
Love you, brothers, man. I appreciate you all.
We'll talk. Well, look, we'll definitely have you back when you unveil the new location. So
I asked for some keys to the back door, man. I'm kind of still waiting.
We got you.
I don't mind ringing the bell now, man. I'm good, man.
We got you. Look, we'll see you soon. We'll talk. Let's talk. Let's just set up something. Let's talk this weekend.
Yes, sir. Love you guys.
Right. Love you, man.
Thank you, Grant.
Y'all be great, man.
All right. Yeah. Yo, it's always good, man. Always great conversation with Grant. Always great. Look, we had another story we was gonna get into. You know what? And let's do it because I think it's kind of the main focus of what I want to talk about tonight. And it's a good kind of story because it's kind of blends in what we do and what's like the actual media does. So Draymond Green has started his own podcast. He's probably one of the first active NBA players. I know Tom Brady is active and has somewhat of a podcast, but Draymond has joined up with Volume Sports, who is owned by Colin Cowherd, and he has his own podcast. And he went after Skip Bayless a couple weeks ago, but there's always been a back and forth. And we all know Skip Bayless is one of those, as Draymond called him, old media. And Draymond is coining himself in any, present player, the new media, right? So if you're new to, you know what Skip Bayless is. Skip Bayless is all shtick, right? He's been in the game for a very long time. So he actually has facts. He probably knows what he's talking about if he decides to actually talk, to talk with some sense. But Skip is shtick, we know, and he's debating. He's like the bait, right? He's throwing the bait out there to you. He's that old school kind of media. He throws something out there that's so far fetched, you have no choice but to respond, right? And if you do, that reels him in to give him something to talk about for the next couple of days, right? So it's just, I'm gonna throw this line out there and bring it back in. And Skip has been in. He said some outlandish things. I mean, can you really say? I mean, do you really believe that? And so Draymond went on to say that Skip has attached himself to a black man, LeBron James, his whole career, just to tear him down for years. That is, and if you know Skip is highly, highly critical of LeBron James, no matter what LeBron does. Like, Skip will not, for the love of God, not give LeBron the credit that he deserves. He won't even say that Skip is old school. He believes Jordan is the GOAT. That's fine. But you got to, he said LeBron is the best passer in basketball he's ever seen. That's an underhanded compliment. Because LeBron is more than a passer. Right? So, and then Draymond goes on to say that, people don't want to hear the dried up kind of old school media that Skip is. So, and I relate to what Draymond is saying somewhat, because Draymond's new school. It's like us. It's easy to have a platform these days, right? You can create your own platform on StreamYard, on SoundCloud. Just get a mic, have an opinion, and just have somebody listen to you. So, before because this is layered, let's just start with what I started with and get you guys' opinion on kind of what Draymond said, who Skip is, and is there really a right or wrong, or are they kind of both right now? I'll open it up. So there we go. We all on one platform. Go ahead.
Well, I'll start off the first layer by saying, yeah, I agree with Draymond in the sense that Skip has attached himself to LeBron James. Fuck it, I'll just say it. So you can go ahead and use this as a soundbite, and it is what it is. Skip he toes the line close to that other fella named Mad Dog. And I'm just going to be the one that digs in that, right? There's a certain level of, and I think what this goes back to is a certain level of journalism that is being missed because everything now is about views and not the actual information. And unfortunately, the old school guys are only puppets to the cast, right? I'm saying like the viewerships, right? They have to get clicks. They don't know what that means because they used to think of journalism as, I'm putting out this information, it's good information. Now we don't care if it's good information. Tomorrow, Aiden can be going to the Celtics just because, that sounds outlandish, and people are going to want to talk about it. I have no inside about that. It's not even journalism. I'm just doing it to get a rise out of people. But what I say when I present that to you as he's close to what Mad Dog says, and this is where I think Draymond can go with it, and he probably will. When you attach yourself to a black man and you devalue his name of how great he is, you continue to call Russell Wilson, Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. Westbrook. You it's now personal, and you've taken your own journalism out of your actual honest opinion based upon you being a journalist of a sport, and even so much that you are now personally attacking somebody, whereas let's just be honest, he can't really say shit if somebody wants to say that you are a culture vulture. You on there saying, acting, yelling at Shannon Sharp sometimes, that I realize that Shannon Sharp would be like, if it wasn't for the contract that I signed, that I can't probably come across this table and slap the shit out of you for some of the stuff that you say or that you think you can get away with. And I think sometimes that comes across as that, right? I never got that feeling from a Max Kellerman. Why? Because he's a journalist that's talking facts. Now, we all have the individual athlete that we dislike. We don't know that person from a can of paint as an actual person.
Mm-hmm.
And what we attack is that person and their ability to not do whatever it is on the field, the court, whatever. But we never attack a person as a personal standpoint because we don't know them to even do that. And I feel like Skip does that way too much. He takes it personal. And I think what Draymond is saying is, listen, you're getting this from a person that's actually going through the athletic moments of right now, right then and there. I've been in the rooms where you guys have talked to us a certain way. That ain't happening no more. And here's the real of what you're going to get. So, I'll leave it up to CB to kind of, bring home the other side. But I feel like that's exactly where we stand with this. I mean, let's just be honest. If we're podcasters about sneakers, but we're about everything else, our true thing that you do and what we set up is journalism. And it's not a hearsay. It's not we have our opinions, but our opinions have never been to the personal detriment of a person outside of you just not a human when we talk about those Chads and those terrorists, things of that nature. We talk about sports all the time, and we never attack somebody for their personal being other than their inability to do something on the field or on the court.
Yep, that's 1,000% correct. Definitely never attacking. Like who can even actually go after someone that they don't really know? You know what I mean? Like that's weak. But I think that for what these guys do from a business standpoint, this is kind of incredible marketing for both of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it would be naive to not think that there's some level of gamesmanship from Draymond when it comes to that. You know what I mean? But Draymond brings up some good points, and it's also very easy to hate on a man when we can see through the vast majority of the arguments that he's making, because like he already laid out, like they're based not in how he actually might feel, but what will get the clicks and the views and all of that. So it's entertaining for if nothing else.
And I would say this: if you pay attention to the formula of Undisputed, right? I don't think there's anything special about it that isn't on any other channel. But I think the personalities go up because a lot of they match well because Shannon, they're complete opposites, right? And everybody knows that the relationship where Shannon comes from, he comes from the actual athletic side of it, who has studied the game to where he wasn't a basketball player, but he has done his homework to know what he's talking about, right? So and Shannon seems like he's super down to earth, right? It's almost like good versus bad most of the time. Like you have the heel and the baby face. And it seems like because if you look at what Skip and Stephen A did, there wasn't the heel and baby face kind of thing right there. It was just them trying to debate over. It was a loudmouth versus somebody who was wrong and loud half the time, right? Or had these outlandish opinions. Here with Undisputed, you get a little bit of a different side. But I will say that Skip hasn't been in this game. He hasn't been a journalist this long for nothing, right? He probably knows what he's talking about. I'm sure he does. Again, but for clicks or for ratings, he's willing to take the side of being the villain most of the time, right? Now, whether he absolutely believes what he says, or if he's just saying it to get the reaction, well, it's smart. But I will say, you can't when they were waiting for Shannon was waiting. One episode was waiting for Steph to come home with MVP of the playoffs, right? The series, right? That was one thing that Shannon said was missing off of Steph's resume to be top 10 of all time. He got it. Shannon was like, Steph is top 10, undeniable of all time. Skip's like, no, he's not. How can you deny Steph Curry as not being one of the top 10 players of all time when we know what record he just broke? And he's continuing to put it out of sight because it's going to be a long time if anybody breaks it again. And what he's done on the basketball court and being an underdog. Like, before I let you go, go ahead, say what you got to say.
So I was going to say this, and this is to tie into what you've been trying to get for us to talk about on the show for the past 2 weeks. But if anybody knows me, knows that I love the villain, right?
Absolutely.
But something that you said though, right? And I feel like it's about the difference in that though, right? Thanos, the Joker, like all of them, the Riddler, in some form or fashion, there was some right to their wrong. I don't see when Skip does that, right? He can't play the villain and not have a factual bring up of this is why I believe this, because like I said, it's more personal than it is the actual journalistic. Like, here's the reason why, even if Steph, gets the MVP, the finals MVP, why he can't be top 10. That's the villain saying, I'm going to show you all these ways that I can still pull out of this.
Right.
Skip just does a flip. I'm going to say this, and then next week I'm going to say something totally different because it was a good enough to get you to come back here the next week. And what I'm saying is I respect the villain of a Thanos who in turn had good intentions, just went about it the wrong way. That's not what Skip is doing. And that's why I have a problem. Like, I can only listen to him for a certain amount of time, and then it's like I got to click it off. Like, it's enough.
So I agree. I totally agree. And I think that when it comes to these debate shows, you have to have differences, right? Who wants to watch a 2.5 hour show of people agreeing on everything the whole time, right? Because there would be no show, right? You just talking sports, just agreeing. I mean, that's the thing with us. We all don't agree on everything. There's a lot that we do. I mean, because there's the chemistry, but then there's a lot that, we may not agree on, but we listen to the opinion. So, again, I think it's very old school. That's why, and the formula I figured out for Undisputed, it seems to be, no matter what, the first two topics are always difference of opinion, right? They never really agree. They argue. And then when we get to the latter part of the show, they always find some common ground on certain things. So it's always problem, solution. Next time you watch it, just try to pay attention to it because it's very rare that they don't agree on something towards the end, right? We all know when it comes to Undisputed, it's going to be LeBron in there. Somewhere Skip has to bring LeBron up, and then somewhere it's going to be a Cowboy story. I mean, there's 20 plus other teams in the league and 100 plus other NBA players to talk about, right? Or Tom Brady, right? But I will say, this is what I'm going to say before we transition to CB. You can say what you got to say. There is somebody worse than Skip Bayless, believe it or not. It's probably a lot of people worse than Skip Bayless. Skip just is annoying because of the shit that he says. But there's somebody 10 times. Yeah, it's the shtick. There's somebody 10 times worse, and that's Jason Whitlock. And I'm glad that he's not on TV anymore. I mean, last time I saw him, he was on some like politic kind of sports radio, whatever. It was horrible. And I'm glad they kind of buried him a little bit because he is actually worse because he's our own and he comes up with this crazy stuff about LeBron. He attacks his own, which is the worst. CB, you got anything?
Good riddance.
That guy don't have a soul. Like that's why he's there. He's just bones and flesh, bro. There's no soul to that dude at all.
No.
Yeah, a lot of flesh, a lot of bones. No, that's not it. This is it. Yes, it's everybody's favorite. It's everybody's favorite time. He's a sports uncle Ruckus. He is.
Yo,
I was about to be E for a second, man.
Yo, the fact that he put his arms up, like I was literally about to be like, oh shit, this is about to be good. Like
all right, everybody's favorite time of the show. Is it just these? All right, E, what you got?
All right, so this is going to be something that is, I wouldn't necessarily say a matter of my opinion, more or less. You know what? I think this what I want to get into is the balance of where, you know, people's music ear is, right? We talk about a lot of different things, right?
Oof.
But there's one thing that I know on here is that the two gentlemen that are
disclaimer, I didn't know where you were going with this.
Well, there was a couple ways that I could have gone this, and I'll tell you. So, but here's what it is, right? We talk about food, we talk about everything under the sun. But to get a true conversation, right, is what I really want about this. And I think what it is I want to start opening up the Is It Just E on the page to ask, you know, what if, you know, people for us to debate, right? And the debate, I think it really is not so much me just giving the outlandish, but like you said, we don't all agree. So what I want before I make my pick is that there's two ways we can go with this, right? You can either tell me one over the other, or you can tell me who has the better features on other people's tracks. And then from there, we will then have our debate, which will not take long, but we'll give it. So, Is It Just E is Fab over Busta Rhymes lyrically. Now, mind you, these are two lyrical, right? Really, really get into the game. And we can go into who has the better features when it comes, like when they get on to be a feature. Because that, and again, I'll preface this for some of you old people that are on here or maybe not thinking about it, but you know, you got Fab with classics with, you know, Nate Dogg. You got Busta Rhymes, who's got, you know, classics with Janet. You know, he's like both of them, and this is why this is one of those things. And let's just be honest, because we are the new media, as Draymond said. We are not pitting either one of these brothers against each other. We are celebrating, knowing that this catalog is crazy. But I think that people really don't give them enough shine as they should. So the Is It Just E is, and in the comments, I want to know, one, Fabulous over Busta Rhymes or Busta Rhymes over Fabulous, and who has the better features when it comes to being on somebody else's track or them being on a track with somebody else. So we have a debate here, and this is what I want to get from all the music heads that we have. Let's go. Come on, Clay. I see you over there. You're working. First of all, you got the Busta Rhymes, leader of the new school. Look, you know what I'm saying? On anyway.
I didn't know this is where you're going with it. I mean, I'm nowhere. This is a tough.
Where you thought I was going with this one?
I didn't know. I thought it was gonna have to do with hair. I had no idea. Like dreadlocks on a rapper better than short hair on a rapper.
Better than a fade.
Or jewelry. You know, should rappers wear small medallions or big medallions?
Well,
Or
I'll say this. Fab should have never rocked the flat top, but we'll let that be where it's at.
I
He
mean,
should have
if
never
you know
rocked the
Fab's
flat.
fashion, Fab tries to push the envelope with everything. So you tell us yours first, while I continue to think on this. So we going for who has the better features, who sounded better on other people's stuff, or because I
Okay,
mean,
well, okay. I'll help you out because I know you scatterbrained. So right now, the very first question is, who has the better feature, Buster or Fab?
because of his background and where
Okay,
he's
come on,
been. I mean,
come on.
right now the better features as far as the roster, the names that he's been with, Busta has the better roster of features. I mean, because we're talking
Okay,
about Leaders of a New School, Tribe Called Quest. I mean, who's better than a better feature than Q-Tip or Fife? Then you said Janet. If you have Janet on your roster, I mean, he's got Dre on his roster too. He's
okay.
got oh yes, he's got Eminem. He's got. I mean, Busta has a arsenal of people that he's collabed with. That's just pretty. He's got Diddy. He's even on track with Biggie.
But Fab got Diddy. Fab got Kerry Hilson. He got Ryan Leslie. He got Jagged Edge. He got Tamia. He. That's what I'm saying. As far as features, they both have had, and this is why I bring Fabulous into this. I think
No,
because
it's a
of the
good debate.
type of rapper that Fabulous is that, let's just be honest, he's not as famous in the limelight as Busta Rhymes, but in the rap world, this is actually a dope debate when you look at it, hands down.
I think that because of what they bring to the table, their features end up being different content. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
generally, like when you hear Busta Rhymes jumping on a Chris Brown track, it's because he's gonna do some fast shit and it's gonna go with, the whole aesthetic of the song. When
Yep.
Fabulous is jumping on a track, it's normally like that sport at that point. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna try to outdo, the whoever's song
Yep.
it is. Like
That
I'm
is
even thinking
correct.
back to
Facts. He
he
used to
had
be called
a
Fabulous Sport.
he he had a track on the Carter 3 with Lil Wayne where you could argue he had the best verse. So, like this is a really good debate because Kaleo brings up the best point. If you're just looking at a roster with no other context, I
Yep.
think you would make the argument that it's Busta. But for me, if it's actual features that I want to listen to, it's Fabulous.
Woo.
Fab kills all his features, but Busta. Now, I agree with that. That's where I was gonna. Yeah,
Is it
So
Fab.
you
memorable
Fab.
because of whose song it is, or is it
exactly
memorable
because
because
of the
of his
yes.
verse? Because there are a ton of songs
They're
from
two.
the mid 2000s, early 2010s that I don't know who the artist was, but Lil Wayne had a feature on there where he absolutely murdered it. So, you know,
Right, but that's the thing. Like this debate is open scaled a lot because they're both good at what they do in two different forms. Like again, the roster. I think Busta has the roster. Now that doesn't mean that the verse Busta had was good, but the roster that's a pretty good roster. I mean that's keep it PG-13. I can go somewhere else. I'll tell you offline. But the roster is good, right? But if we go, but this is where they differ because yes, Busta comes with, you're gonna get high speed rap with Busta most of the time. You might get hearing that. I mean, hell, Busta Rhymes had a Mariah Carey feature. Busta, will give you.
Two of them.
It could give you smooth, but I think bar for bar, I think Fab is so smooth. Fab beats Busta on the delivery, the actual verse side. Busta has the roster. Fab's got Mary J. Blige. I don't know if Busta has Mary J. Blige, but Busta has Mariah Carey.
The Touch It remix.
Okay.
Busta also comes because he's a little bit older than Fab is. He comes from a generation that for us is elevated compared to someone who would be like maybe 5, 6, 7 years younger than we are. You know what I mean? Like they're not even thinking about these people that Busta collabed with, when for us, we know that's a big deal. You know what I mean?
Right. And it'd be interesting to see if Busta ever does a real versus who they pair him against. I mean, Fab went toe to toe with Jada, and we're still unwrapping some of the stuff Jada Kiss has done that we perhaps forgot about.
No
Busta scenario feature, yeah. I mean, hell, I mean,
but like you said, and this to wrap it up, because I got you stunned on this
is a
one.
lot.
So this is exactly what I want to do, and hopefully we can continue this on the page, because this is what I want to hear from the comments, right? But what I'm saying is that was the key, right? Is you have the memorable features because of the song, but then just like CB said, you remember, like, and let's all not forget, Fab on Desert Storm mixtapes back in the 2000s was crazy, and those weren't even albums; those were mixtapes. So
see, I was gonna say, look, I was getting ready to say Busta didn't even have the best verse on Flavor in Your Ear.
he didn't.
Biggie didn't even have the best verse on Flavor in Your Ear. I'm gonna say LL killed Flavor in Your Ear. LL had the best verse on Flavor in Your Ear. I mean. And if we're still going bar for bar today, like Fab is still rapping people under the table. Busta hasn't dropped anything for real that gets a lot of airplay. But that verse that Fab just did on Mary J. Blige's new album is a contender for verse of the year. You need to take it. I told y'all, you need to listen to that if you haven't listened to it yet.
Busta's getting royalties, man. He's not worried about putting any work out right now.
Oh yeah, LL had that one. There you go. Yeah, there. We all in agreement here. Right. All in agreement. Man, yeah, you got to figure this out. Let's just get to it. All right, CB. Soul Swap.
All right. So, in recent sneaker-related news, we go to the world of tennis, where Nick Kyrgios, not exactly sure how to pronounce his name. I apologize to the man if I butchered that. But he basically went against tradition, and is it Wimbledon?
Yep.
He wore basically not white. He went against the traditional dress code. He after a victory, he was rocking a red cap and he had, Jordans on. And so that's how it relates to us. But essentially, the story here is that we have a tradition that essentially goes back to the 1800s that has not evolved with the times. And you have, a dress code for no modern day reason. Because back in the day, they thought that white either repelled sweat or because it didn't show as much was the better choice. So that was the whole reasoning behind this tradition essentially starting. Nowadays, Under Armour's been around for over 20 years. So, moisture wicking technology, it's kind of outdated. But Nick caught a lot of flack. He got asked, straight up on the court after the match. How he could just go against tradition like that. And it just, to us it seems odd, but I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on the whole situation. What do you guys feel about this? Because he ended up losing to Djokovic in the tournament, which no shame in that. But
so this
is
all
a
white
big
rule. All white rule must be in effect only for Wimbledon, right? Because
right.
Okay,
it's specific to this tournament.
Gotcha. Okay, because I'm about to say, like, did y'all not see Serena in that cat suit? And all her shoes are different colors. But yeah, I think it's old traditions. It's time. Well, apparently not. If you look at what's going on in the world today, old traditions are still in high regard, but it's tennis. Let's be real. And if the man wants to play a tennis match in some J's, He should, he should be able to do what he wants. I mean, they do make all white J's, and somebody even I saw in a comment today. Well, why doesn't Jordan make all? He has golf shoes. Why doesn't he make all white tennis shoes? Think about that. Go ahead, E.
I mean, listen, his persona is I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. You're gonna find me, that's fine. My play still shows that I'm a top player. I'm out here doing this. I'm not a ranked 160th. You know what I'm saying? And using this as a way to try to gain some type of mobility to get my rankings up or to get people to look at me. He held his own. Like I said, he was definitely in the championship and he lost. But still, I think it's one of those things where it's like, listen, we've had this come across in different sports before, where you've had to have that one athlete that's just like, yo, like this ain't us. Like them people that y'all was trying to do, them they ain't around no more. Like this is a whole totally different time. But they are sticklers because again, you're talking about. If it's just a streak of color in something, they will literally be like, stop the match. Either you're going to change or we're going to find you. And it's just like, for what, bro? Like, what does it change? Like, is it really going to obstruct the other person from, playing the game? Like, listen, don't get me started on tennis because they love to fuck with us and think that every time that we yell and pump our fists that we're trying to get coached in the stands. But not Chad and the rest of the gang.
All right, CB, cop a drop.
All right, so this is fun. We got some dunks coming out. These were actually supposed to originally drop today. So because I had the notifications on, I got a sneakers message saying that the dunks you're looking for have dropped. And no, they did not drop because this got moved back to the 26th. Instead, it was some twos, which for the ones of us that went after them on the team, none of us scored there. So L City per usual. But this is exciting because these dunks are pretty freaking sweet. So we basically have some nods to some MLB teams. We got the Mets on the left and the Phillies on the right in the dunk low. 115 for the Phillies, 125 for the highs for the Mets colorways. Like I said, they're dropping on the 26th on sneakers. I think these are both dope. But for me, that Phillies colorway is the one that I'm going for sure. Definitely, I'm a low over the high guy, even though I've got dunk highs, but I think that the blue on that is just nuts. So for me, those are the cop.
Yeah, lows for sure. I can't tell what fabric they are. If they're it looks like they're suede all the way around. But they're dope. I like the lows. I'll go over lows. Those are the cop for sure.
I definitely cop the lows in the off season because I dare not wear Phillies, knowing that I am a Dodger fan. So that's where that's at.
Gotcha. All right, let's show some sneakers. And then go for it. Yeah, then we can.
Real quick. So I showed these on For the Soul. I don't remember if I showed them on this here said platform. If I did, forgive me. Oh well. Don't make it seem like I ain't got it, but I got it. Still haven't worn them yet. Still figuring out the outfit. But we here. Again, still, you know what? These might stay in the bag until Yeezy Day because there are some Yeezy Day drops that we are highly anticipating and want to come with. But yeah, the red 700s, great shoe. I take that back. I'll probably be wearing these on Tuesday. Yeah, I got somewhat of an outfit ready for it. But red 700s. Thanks to Cleo who put me on the 700s because at first I was definitely like, I'm not feeling those, and then the red came out, and it was like, okay,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. you want to go with me, CB? Which one?
I can go. I can go.
All right, then.
So similar to E, we do so many podcasts and we show off so many sneakers that I don't remember if I showed these already or not. But you guys might know just based off of the type of box. We got standard Nike box. But normally what that means in my household is that we got some Air Max 1s.
Oh.
So these are the light matter root and worn blue, the like partner pair to the tree line. So I was able to get both of them. They kind of got the same sock liner and everything, but y'all already know how I feel about this type of shoe. So for a GR, good materials, great colorway.
Dope. There's a story that's gonna go that will I have to tell in the next Soul Tales regarding this person right here. It's a pretty dope story. Can't wait to see what comes out of it. But as you see right here, you see the Salehi Bembury brand black.
Boom.
A lot of people don't know what brand black shoes are. Oh wow, it's green, as you can tell. It's green because it's. But let me tell you, these are the brand black Salehi collabs with the vibrant bottoms. You can see how thick that is. Super comfortable, and this is kind of see-through. You can see that this camera is too good for its own good sometimes. Orange thick laces. It's got the hole in the tongue to help. But brand black, like we don't get. This is definitely the very first brand black shoe ever showed on this show. But they're a higher. They're priced up there because they believe in their product. They stand by what they do, and the only people complain about what brand black, the being able to afford or not, are the ones that probably shouldn't buy brand black. They're there for a reason, and they've got some pretty dope other sneakers and colorways, but this was the one because right now we had the conversation about the collabs at Joe Fresh Goods. Shout out to everyone who copped some from Joe Fresh Good today, and then how Salehi was killing the game. So I think it just came on time that right now. He's just doing his thing. So yeah, that was mine. Super comfortable, warm in the work this week. Got some compliments, got some looks. So.
Yep, guaranteed. When you're wearing a shoe like that into the office, it's not your traditional loafer.
You're definitely gonna get a lot of looks.
People are definitely gonna know who is in the stall next to them when you're wearing those.
There's no hiding from that. As if you couldn't see my pants leg dangling below the door from the hook. Imagine that. You see the pants leg dangling below the door because it's on the hook, but the shoes are still on. What's going on in there? But before I go, real quick, I was in the gym this week, and I was able to get a video of what was actually going on in the gym, and I want you guys to take a look at what's happening in my gym. So, I think that goes against every part of the policy at the gym that I go to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. What could, and like the caption says, what could homie possibly be training for all of that? CB, you hit the gym quite often. Have you ever seen anything such like that?
In person, no. Have I seen something similarly hilarious? Yes, you see that all the time. But my man looks like he's training to be like a real life secret agent or ninja, or he's gonna be the Black James Bond. Like
something.
I've never
Yeah.
seen anyone do just a flip in the gym for any reason. Like this
with
isn't
dumbbells in his
gymnastics.
hand. With dumbbells.
You know, I mean, personally, I think the dumbbells probably make it a little bit easier, with the way that they would weigh him down. But either way, that's not the point. This man is doing backflips as part of his exercise.
What kind of cardio? E? Would you
People
attempt
who
this?
do
E?
fuck no. And people who do shit like this at the gym, they actually eat their pre-workout powder without mixing it in an actual bottle and drinking
That's a
it.
good
They
point.
just eat it straight
good
up
point.
out. Just they eat it straight and then go do dumb shit like this.
God damn.
That's all I can say. I mean, I'll show real quick. And it sounded like that. It sounded like ODB was on the music. I was trying to figure out what the music was. I can't think of one song that'll make me get hyped like that. But
that dude,
I found
he's
that
got
late
earbuds
minor
in
league
with no
who does
music playing. Like he's,
that type of
psycho.
every day.
That's more than plyometrics.
Facts. This is
Can't do it.
Come on,
Can't do
bro.
it. But look, we want to thank everybody for watching. Big shout out to Grant Thompson for stopping by and
The legend himself.
exactly chatting with us,
Facts.
us little old folks. Look, go make sure you grab yourself a DC Wharf pizza this weekend. He said it's beer cheese, it's like Vidalia onions, shrimp, and jumbo lump crab meat, all on a pizza. On a pizza. Give me the bread at this point. I'll take it all.
I was ready to do bad things.
Exactly, with bread. Give me a slice. Give me a slice of Wonder Bread. I'm hungry. Anyways, we appreciate everybody for watching. We love you, Grant, Rashad, Quatapo, E, for stopping through. Everybody for chiming in. Go to the channel, like, subscribe to the videos. Then we'll put some shorts out this week, just in case you missed some things. And then look, continue to debate on the We Are Something Else IG page when we post the Is It Just Eat with the Fab and the Buster. Chime in with the copper drops if you like them or not. Yeah, do all that. All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.